Wait.
Welcome.
Okay, it's fine.
I said it was gonna be quick.
I'm about to post
Welcome.
selfies.
Post it right now. Welcome to Itaewon By Night, Season 2, Episode 4. Thanks for waiting. Meet us after the break for Bad House announcements. We have a tip menu. $10 gives our friends a reroll where they can take the higher result. $20 is a flashback where players can rewrite history. All that stuff down. Just scroll down a little bit. Itaewon By Night is also proudly sponsored for the rest of the series by Hero Forge. Hero Forge offering fully customizable tabletop miniatures with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. Check out our command !Forged for more information on our sponsor, and also check out !Standee to enter into week 2 of the giveaway of 5 acrylic standees. Our usual content warnings for the show can be found by the Twitch command !CW. That's correct this time. Our usual things, vampire things, discussed substance use, emotional memory manipulation, and such. I am your storyteller, Josephine. Youngles.
I'm Youngles. Sorry, I haven't even done my live now. I'm so bad today. Okay. I play Wendy. We had a lot of Wendy stuff happen last episode, and we both go by they she pronouns. And I'm gonna pass it to Hamna now. Okay, thanks.
Hello, everybody. My name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a teacher, performer, and producer. Today, I will be playing Cerise Shaheen, who uses they/them pronouns, and Cerise is our fledgling Ventru. And with that, I will pass it over to my sire, Jay.
Hi everyone, my name is Jay or Nala. My pronouns are they, them, and tonight I am playing Viridian's Song, who uses they, she pronouns, and Viridian is Ventru Ancillary. And now I will pass it down below to Fabs.
Hey, howdy. How's it going? My name's Fabs, producer over here, Bad House RPG. I'm playing Jet tonight.
Awesome. Cool.
Did I just see Ted on the overlay? Is Ted still
on the
here?
overlay.
That's so funny.
Ted?
It's fine. Let's recap.
Ted is everywhere.
Speaking of Ted, we followed Theodore Ted Bieber as a new ghoul. A performance review and fellow assistant hilarity in tow, Ted let the crew formally know some more potential action behind the coalition, the American Second Inquisition. Cerise finds out that Youngchul has been leaving out information about the case and his own history. Viridian lets Ted know his place, and like properly divorced fake ex-spouses, he and Wendy fight about the state of Maria. Cinnabar gets back to Jet about flying out someone to help Natalie with her ghoul withdrawals. Wendy asks Jet if there's anything between him and Cerise, and Wendy gets a waterfall of information about the reason for the discomfort between them. Before we start, everyone, please give me a browse check.
Wait.
Did you say why?
Said wait.
Oh,
Why?
I fail.
What hunger are you at?
Cerise is at 2 hunger.
Oh, fun. I'm at 3
I'm
hunger.
terrified right now. Because I'm already at 3. So
Uh-oh.
this will be a very interesting episode.
What's happening, you guys?
We've been
Apparently
too
Wendy-
busy to feed, alright?
Viridian's.
Apparently.
I'm sitting pretty at 1.
Did you succeed again?
Yeah.
Wendy's at 4.
Wendy's gonna be a little distracted this episode.
Oh,
Oh,
juice box,
no.
juice box.
Hey, if you donate, you can offer players a feeding opportunity. And Wendy needs it. Give us your money.
Oh, God.
Actually, we don't do feeding opportunities anymore, but
Oh, never mind.
Just full
I thought that was an incentive.
full disclosure. It used to be, but full disclosure.
Okay.
Oh man, no, don't. Oh,
Never mind.
It's fine. We'll get you a juice box, and then everything will be fine.
and then you'll get 1 hunger down. Let's start with. I'm gonna flip a coin. I don't have a coin in front of me. How about?
How about I roll a d4? Let's roll a
Roll
d4.
a dice.
Even the odds.
This episode seems so unhinged. Not gonna lie.
It is.
And we
It's
haven't
going
even
to-
The
started.
energy
Yeah.
feels off today. The energy feels off.
Cerise, you are walking to a meeting. Of course, sometime within the night. There is a Young Chol suggested to have another review. It seemed as if he was maybe apologetic about a few things. Maybe he left some things out. And if you would be interested in meeting at one of his restaurants.
Cerise begrudgingly accepts the meeting. I think they tried to change the location of the meeting to be at their office, but probably was unsuccessful in getting it moved. And so they are very reluctantly heading over to which of the restaurants?
I think you'll find actually, Young Chol, if Cerise really wants it to be moved to another location, he will be amenable to changing it.
I think Cerise would prefer that it be in their office only because they're anticipating. I mean, if this is an apologetic Young Chol we're talking about, I think Cerise would prefer not to be in public.
Yeah, totally. And so it shall be. Young Chol just has to steer course a little bit, seeing as he was already at the restaurant. Let's say, unless there's anything that you want to do before heading to your office, since there's this sort of brief time in between everything, you are going to make it to your office first.
I don't think that there's anything that Cerise would do beforehand other than just, I think, like on their phone as they're on the way to their office, or like if they get to the office before Young Chol arrives, just reviewing all of his case files and also any new information that I may have gathered, whether that's Ted's files or through my own investigation on Alice, his secretary.
So you do have Ted's files, I will say. I feel like you already know this. There will have to be some sort of Cerise magic with the way that you present Ted, the information that Ted gave you, because this is a third party, not properly assigned consultant of sorts. This is someone who spies on people and hacks their emails and shit. Let's see. So there's not anything in particular. Young Chol will your someone assistant, do you think, is this a time of night where anyone is still at the office, or is it just you?
I think that there is maybe like 1 or 2 other people working at the office, but otherwise it is mostly evacuated at this point.
Evacuated. Got it.
Vacated. Whatever the appropriate term is.
You are buzzed
Evacuated insinuates something has gone wrong.
in. Right.
Something has always gone wrong, let's be real.
Your assistant buzzes.
You and Hana is still in your office again. I'm just kidding.
Right. Buzzes you and Young Chol in. And Young Chol, who appears to be sort of more disheveled than maybe you're used to seeing him, although this is a perfect indication of maybe who he actually is. Like, unbuttoned sort of shirt, there's like a little spill on it that he's trying to like hide with like one of the lapels of his suit jacket. For some reason, like a jewel toned purple jacket and like cerulean blue pants and like slicked back hair. there's a lot going on. It did look like he just came from some kind of celebration or party or something, but for some reason he's looking down. He's looking like he's not feeling very disco. uh Hey, Cerise.
Uh, young Cholshi, you look unwell.
Oh no. I'm kind of. Do you have a mirror in your? Do you have a mirror in your office?
Sure, let's say that there is one.
Okay, that was like Joe and Young Chul asking. So just like sort of checking himself out. Oof. Okay. Um. So. He like kind of really takes his time, like milks the fact that he changed course, is late, looks like this, and sort of sits down.
Is this about... And I think Cerise had created copies of the files that Ted had made regarding Alice. And they, in particular, take, I think, the copy of the file that shows evidence of the murder on the yacht. And I think they slide that across the table to Young Shell. Is this about this?
It's a different color folder from what I'm usually used to.
Well, you understand that I had to do my own research.
Mm-hmm. He kind of like opens it, but just kind of like vaguely flips through only the corners of certain pages. So what did you get out of it? What are we just so that I know what to talk about?
I think what we've gotten out of this is that you've not done a very good job hiding the fact that you have engaged in several crimes, one of them being murder. And your secretary, and I think Cerise passes over like the profile on Alice. Alice, who you said handled it, has not in fact handled it. Because if we were able to find this information, trust me, the prosecuting lawyers will be able to as well.
Well, if who was your source?
Doesn't matter, young Cho, who my source is.
Are
The
you
point
saying
being,
are you the one who's able to check out all this information? Because we had to go through a couple loops, we'll say.
the firm has access to quite a few private investigators that work for us that do all of the different research that we need. One of them was able to procure this information. And trust me, the prosecuting lawyers, they have similar resources.
Okay. Give me a roll to, depending on what you want to do right now, he needs to be eased in to believing that.
Okay. I think, okay. Can I argue that this is a legal argument?
Sure.
Okay. In which case, I think I'll go the charisma route instead of the manipulation route of like, I am trying to assure him that like,
Yeah.
it does not matter that this happened at this point, that all that matters is that we have all of the information out there, because I'm trying to press upon him the seriousness of like, if we can find this, so can the people trying to put you in jail, and that will make
Okay.
things worse. So like, I need you to cooperate with me here.
Okay. Word. interesting.
I got 5 successes.
My man rolled 9 dice. No, 8 dice. He got 2 successes.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know what you're talking. Sure. That makes sense. All right. Okay. Wow, you got. You're more
Look,
than what I thought. Yeah.
Regardless of what you thought, look, I don't want this to turn into a murder case. Neither do you.
No. Take too much time. I got this whole thing. I scheduled out a vacation sort of when approximately I think, this whole thing will wrap up. So, yeah, if we could make sure that it's not a murder case, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, we're trying to settle this out of court so that we don't even have to see a jury, okay? And if this turns into a murder case, that's not happening. So, if there's anything else that you haven't told me, it would be a great time to do so that we can handle all of that information. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, I am. Shaheen-shi. And you'll notice that he, like, switches between Cerise and Shaheen-shi. So you've spoken to Alice?
I have, but not about this. Not yet. Haven't had time.
And did she say anything about me?
Not anything of particular importance.
Okay. Give me a wits insight or charisma insight.
I will do charisma. This man, what is he up to? I'm gonna use a willpower to reroll 3 dice, because that was bad.
Absolutely.
Okay, I got 4 successes.
Okay. There's a strange drop in his voice when he asks, has she spoken about me, in the way of, like, he might hurt her if she had.
Like, hurt her, hurt her?
Hurt her feelings, hurt her physically. She's a ghoul.
Okay.
That's great to know. I don't really need mouthy secretaries. This one, I don't know how long we're gonna keep Alice necessarily. She's been through a couple of the other siblings, whatever.
She's been working quite well on all of the other tasks that she has been given. Working very hard on the Min family power vacuum, so to speak.
Yeah, this vacuum thing, it's handled. I'm pretty sure.
Right. Handled.
So Alice, on the yacht, right?
Uh-huh.
There was a waitress. It was some for kindred, some for the, not just a general business thing, just like a business expense of, hey, let's just go fishing and whatever people wanted to do. And there had to be a herd just in case. And why don't just get some people with some skills on them, and one of the people went a little too hard.
I need details, Young Shun.
Okay. I can't imagine you'd know who it was. This is me also pulling up my notes really quick. So, you know about sung show?
I don't think so. I don't think I've heard of a Sung Cho before. Is this someone important? Someone of status? Money?
If Ophelia was my godmother, then he's kind of by like that loose extension. I think he like grabbed a letter opener or something and is like really fidgeting with it. Like my faux god grandfather or something.
Okay. And he's the one who...
He's the one
Killed-
that went a little too hard. Went a
Okay.
little too far. He killed the waitress. Fed on her too long. You know how it is. And like all sort of grandfathers expect you to do, just handle it. Just figure it out. Whatever. I'm not the person with the info or the numbers. I make things happen. But as far as the follow through goes, I got other people for that. And Alice, at that point, you know, this was a couple months ago or something. I only took her on maybe like for a year at that point. Maybe now is about a year. I don't remember. She has handled plenty of things. I have given her lots of things, sort of like not with that much notice ahead of time, but everything is technically prepared. There's money for it. And she handles it. There was a gala a couple days ago or something. And she was like, this is one of the things that I know how to handle. I don't know all the details, but she paid off the people who found her body. In general, if you don't have a body for a murder, you still have a body for missing person, right?
And is anybody looking?
There's a case and everything, but it's still new enough. It's still some things are processing.
Well, missing people's cases don't often pan out. Unfortunately, most of them do remain missing, so...
Right. But I do have a fall guy for it already.
And who might that be?
Just, one of the little lambs that I have around me. The name's... What's his name? What's a Korean name? I can't remember a single Korean man's name. Hang on.
You're like,
didn't
what
write
is
this down.
Korean, actually?
It's what is Korean?
Our fourth
What is
woman.
Korean? What about Ha Jisoo? Is that...
Cool. Great. Jisoo. He's, just people I have around me, general. Also assistant to some stupid executive assistant, something. Handle some money. You gotta have a ton of people and money.
That's true. We shouldn't need a fall guy, though, ideally. Ideally, we handle this in such a way that nobody ever notices or ties this to you, because, again, we cannot afford for this to turn into a murder case.
So what, you want to talk to him? Or talk to... Who do you...
Not to him. Your fall guy supposedly doesn't have any information that would be important for us. But what I would like to talk to is your godfather, you called him?
You want to talk to him?
Yes.
I mean, good luck with that. He's at this point driving out in Italy somewhere.
Well, I think that certainly he can be invited, enticed even, to come back. Especially if he hears that a potential murder case may be happening that implicates him.
The whole point is that we're trying to not get
Exactly.
things around to him, so I don't know why he has to be involved.
He's the one who killed this person, correct? This waiter, waitress.
Yeah.
I need to know that he is not unintelligent enough to have left any evidence of his own anywhere if he hasn't taken any action in any way.
We make it we make it accidental. We put little herrings in there or whatever. We don't.
Can I do an insight check of like why is Youngchul so hesitant
Yeah,
to talk to this man?
absolutely.
What would you say for attribute wise?
We're gonna do wits this time.
Okay. Can do. I'm gonna use one of my free rerolls.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you. I got 3 successes.
Okay. I think very much so. This is Young Chol fucks up a lot. He overcompensates with pretty things, events, gifts, that sort of thing. And this is someone he is trying to impress with some level of competency.
Oh my god. I see. Okay. I think Cerise like looks at Youngchul's discomfort and it hits them that this is what's happening, that this is somebody that Youngchul is trying to impress, and they, I think, sigh and they go, okay, we will try to handle this without him first, but you need to be open to the idea that we may need to bring him onward. Depending on how well you have done thus far with this, which, by the way, not well.
Okay. And at that point, there is a knock at the door again.
I'm not expecting anybody.
A quick flashback before this exact meeting. Jet. You've gotten you've gotten a call pretty much kind of maybe on one of your busier hours throughout the night, but it's from Hyunmi.
See him fumble. Hey.
Your noise sensitivity is like really I don't know why I'm hearing you in and out.
The gate was low.
Oh, got it.
He's like, hey, what's up?
I'm sorry this is last minute. Are you able to accompany me somewhere?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, thank you. If it's all right, I would love to go together in the same car.
Sure. Do you want me to drive or?
If you're already out and about, that might be convenient.
Yeah. Tell me where you are. Where are we going? What is this thing?
I think she'll give you her general address, like one of the apartments that she has sort of closer to Itaewon.
Mm-hmm.
Some law firm. Youngchul is having a review for his case.
Oh. Yeah. I know. I know where that is. Yeah.
He said he was going to be at a restaurant all night, and then he changed course for some reason so suddenly, and I
Wait,
don't know.
you're supposed to meet with Young Chol, or?
I asked him where he was going to be, and he said, give me 3 different locations and settled on the restaurant for the longest time, and then all of a sudden, before we're supposed to even meet, we're changing course. Fucking, oh, excuse me.
I know this might not be my business or anything, but what were you guys gonna meet for?
No, it's I'm involving you, you're involved. I don't know if he knows that he's being threatened.
Threatened by?
I mean, apparently that he knows.
I mean, do we really want to get involved?
Jet, they've been attempting to get to Youngchul through the smaller subsidiary branches that don't even have Min's name directly attached.
Okay, you know, I get it. I just thought that Young Chol out of the picture might be a good thing for us. But you're right.
Not so soon. Right?
That's fair. All right. Sure. Give me about 15 and I'll be there and we can head over.
All right. And as a reminder, this is also info from a Ted's folder. This is
Yeah.
So this is your second time hearing of this. Somehow getting it, information got to Hyunmi.
Yeah. After I drop the phone, I am definitely texting Ted.
Okay.
And telling Ted somebody got the same information, whether you're getting tailed or the person that you talked to or your sources leaked. Handle that. I get it. I'm not gonna tell Viridian. And then I'm gonna start driving.
Okay. And unless there's anything you want to say in between the drive, in between everything, you and Hyunmi are at Cerise's door, knocking.
Yeah, I think everything that we talk about is innocuous. So,
okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna head there.
I'm not expecting anybody. Hold on one second.
Well, I wonder who it is.
Did you invite somebody here?
Just my sister.
Which one? You have many.
Oh, Hyunmi.
Why?
We were just supposed to talk about something. I'm not actually 100% sure.
And you thought this was a good time to talk?
She's family. There's some kind of rule about it, whatever.
That's for married couples, first of all. So unless there's something really fucked up happening, that does not apply here. Secondly, the more people that we involve, the more complicated that's. Okay, you know what? And Cerise goes to the door, opens it.
As you open it, I'm about to knock the door again, so we're just face to face. And I just oh. And
Jet?
I move out of the way, and you see maybe.
Hyunmi. Jet, I didn't realize that you were also going to be here.
Yeonmi asked me to be here. I hope you don't mind. And he's just not looking.
Why not?
Visibly.
Let's just complicate this case more. And Cerise
Mhm.
walks inside.
I let
Come on in.
Yeonmi enter first, and then I follow. I close the door behind me.
And Cerise, I think, tries to grab like a couple more chairs because normally they don't have that many out, I think, in front of their desk because they are not normally seeing like large groups, at least not in their office. Like they would go to a conference room or something if they needed. So they, I think, grab a couple chairs for Jet and Hyunmi.
Yeah. After you get one chair, Jet's probably gonna say it's fine. I'm okay, and I'm just gonna stand by the door.
Okay.
Hyunmi is sort of putting herself together, kind of shifts her seat like at a respectful distance away from her brother. I hope he hasn't been giving you too much trouble. And I also apologize if this is a bad time in your meeting.
I appreciate your thoughtfulness, Hyunmi. Turns out, I suppose, we're involving family in this, so
Well,
welcome, I suppose.
that's the blessing and curse of it. Youngchul, Hyunmi sort of both looking at each other. Youngchul, who clearly looks like shit, is just sort of like, man, what do you want? And Hyunmi responding back gives essentially the general information that Hyunmi gave Jet. Are you aware of this? And also sort of gesturing to you, Cerise. There, I went down to these branches. And I thought it was maybe just graffiti or something, but it is apparently, thank God no one got hurt or anything, and they had been placed unlit. But there were makeshift Molotov cocktails.
In your branches? In the banks?
Not within them. At the doors, in bushes, in incredibly dangerous places, but they were placed in a way meant to be threatening. They weren't lit, which is also confusing, but I somehow, I guess I'm thankful for that. But that has apparently been a tactic more recently from the Hinos. We only have so much coverage of them right now, but I've decided that it's going to be more of a priority of mine. They've been more forward with their threats with certain certain real estate, other realtor agencies, some casinos, I suppose places that they've had investments already in, places that they've been shareholders in that aren't meeting newer expectations, wanting results too fast, needing money. I don't know what to make of it, but Youngchul, I don't know what you did, but you need to figure it out and you need to tell us. And you will see Young Chul get once again defensive and like kind of squirmy. What more could I have done to fuck up? Okay?
Tell us.
I have this French guy in my ass. And I apparently might have to get into our fucking fake grandpa, looking at Hyunmi, trying to be kind of like threatening about it. And Hyunmi doesn't seem to be exactly phased. I don't know. What could I have done?
And Cerise, I think, leans forward across the desk towards Young Chul. Tell me what you've done, Young Chul. If you want to still live this lavish lifestyle that you're living and not spend the rest of your life potentially being followed, threatened, or worse, in jail, or killed again, then I think it is in your best interest to be honest with everyone here. We're all family, right? That's what you said?
Who the fuck is that guy? And Young Chul gestures to Jet.
And Cerise, I think, looks up at Jet.
Don't mind me. I'm just here for the ride.
I don't fucking believe you.
You can
That's
believe
my
whatever-
lawyer. They can be my family, whatever the fuck. They have to be.
Yeah.
But who are you?
I'm me. And to be completely honest, I don't give a fuck what you think of me, what you look at me. In this room right now, there are only two people who give a shit whether you live or not. For me, if you die, that's one scab off this fucking bullshit wound that Ophelia left. And if you keep giving me that bullshit attitude, you might just follow her.
Hyunmi is gonna put a hand sort of. Well, you're not near her.
Yeah.
She just sort of off, like, kind of puts up a placating hand to you, just sort of like.
I'm sorry.
Young Chul looks to his sister. Who is he? Have you and Hyunmi spoke about how you should be addressed?
Yeah, I told Hyunmi, for people who know me, you know, I'm family. But I think it's pretty clear that I told Hyunmi that, like, I don't need the Empire. So I don't know what they got from that, how they interpreted that.
Okay.
But basically, what I have instilled with them that is like, I'm an ally, is basically, somebody asks, I'm just there. I am an ally of the family. However people want to interpret that, that's up to them.
This is someone who has been assisting me throughout my just settling into the role. Someone who's aware of this life. Young Chul looks at her. I don't know. Maybe, yeah. I'm just a stupid guy, right?
Sure.
And I talk in circles. I talk through things. It's just the way that I think, just the way that I talk. But this right now, and sort of like really like jabbing a finger at Hyunmi. Seemingly, for some reason, he is getting angry at her rather than, well, he did get angry at Jet, but this is like even more so. This is why we don't talk, right? Because you always do this stupid shit, placating thing, and you don't say anything about what's actually true. And Hyunmi is like, I think there's like a steady look on her face, but there is a sort of growing anger sort of in her stomach.
I cut him off and I say, Young Cho, you're in a law office right now. You're getting billed by the hour. How about you take that anger for Hyunmi, who's trying to help you, and talk to your lawyer?
And he pulls out literally from his back pocket just like whatever the hourly rate is and just like counts out 3 hours or something and just like slams it on your desk, Cerise. One less thing. I'm still talking to my sister.
And Cerise, I think, gets up, takes the money, I think, across from the desk, and walks around towards, like, around the desk to the side that Youngchul and Hyunmi are sitting at. And they, I think, stand there and count the money for a second. And then they bend, like, just at the waist down towards Youngchul. And they get really, really close to him. And they flash, I think, their bright blue eyes, and they smile their fangs out. And they say, Young Cholshi, I don't have the patience for whatever this is. If your sister says that you did something to invoke the wrath of the Hino family, I need to know about it. So unless you want to turn me into a monster here in front of your family, talk.
Give me an intimidation, manipulation, intimidation.
Would my bullshit help with that?
Sure. Get an extra die from that.
All right, let's do that.
Let's go, Cerise.
5 successes.
Hey!
Nice.
Bad resolve. And I think as Youngchul is seated, he's been like leaning farther away from you, Cerise, and just kind of goes, and I'm telling all of you, I don't know what I could have done. I do stupid shit. Unless the Hinos apparently have business in restaurants or something, then that's my latest efforts have not been this. Banks, whatever.
And Cerise, I think, gets up and looks over at Jet. Do they?
What do you mean?
The Hinos. Do they have any interest in restaurants?
Give me a roll, Jet.
Oh. What kind of roll?
Let's see. Intelligence and wits, and you can do finance. Streetwise works.
Okay. I'll do intelligence and wits are the same, so I'll use intelligence, and then I'll do streetwise with that. So that's a pool of 6. Does backdoor deals come into play with this because I have a specialty?
I don't think so. I don't know if Jet would this is more of Jet figuring out if this is something that they are a part of.
Yeah, fair. Can't knock the hustle. 4 successes.
Okay. Yes. More so nightlife, kind of cabaret like restaurants, definitely pub style.
Yeah.
But yeah, that pubs still need that certification for food.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they bought property and turned it into a pub, cabaret, whatever, a bar. It's possible. Unless, did you open a new restaurant? Did you poach anybody? The chef staff? Did you pay someone to write a bad review?
Sure. Yes. We got some people poached. We got, we have some people in media. Sure.
That waitress. Who was she?
I don't know. Her name,
Do you have
Ashley?
an employment record somewhere?
Yeah. Alice can get it to you.
Where did you find her?
Apparently she was really good. From, I don't know, somewhere. She's like a go-go dancer. And, we needed that kind of herd.
You mean a dancer who might have been working for the Hinos? Tell me you're not
We-
this stupid, young child.
We background check everybody we bring in, even if we don't deal with them anymore. There's no way that wouldn't have just...
We're not talking about possible employees here. If you fucked up with somebody's herd, I know I'm very protective of mine. If you've killed somebody else's, let's just call them, I don't know, blood bag, then that's an offense. Somebody's gonna be pissed. It's like sleeping with somebody's girlfriend.
And I think Cerise kind of like leans back up against the desk. This is going to take more than a settlement to address.
Piece the shit up together then. Maybe we can both find out what I did.
Yeah, it seems that we're going to have to in order to continue this. And Young Chul, I'm doubling my hourly rate for this.
Whatever. Do it.
And I think Cerise kind of goes back around to their desk and starts opens up their laptop and starts to write some information down and says, "Okay, so we need to figure out who that was that you killed exactly. So I'm going to need to talk to Alice about this." And Cerise kind of looks up at Jet. You know that he knows best.
Oh well, I thought I did, but I can tell you what I do know. The facts are a little hazy on what I do know, since they did kind of slight me. So I'll tell you what I assume is true or correct.
I appreciate that.
He
If-
just looks away and is like, just nods in acknowledgement.
If you're not too busy, I think your help on this case might actually be useful.
Yeah. I think, and I point to Hyunmi, I think I don't really have much choice in refusing. But yeah, I'd be happy to help.
Young
It's
Chul
settled then.
pipes in. Do I get a choice on the consultants that you're bringing on?
No, you don't. You get to trust that the lawyer that you hired is handling your case and that you will not go to jail or die or whatever else that they might try to do to you. You sit back and you do what I tell you, and you don't hide things from me.
Can I really be hiding things if I have no idea what fucking happened?
Just, we're gonna figure it out. And be happy that I'm on your side and you have somebody who's not scared to get his hands dirty. Make sure that the family looks good.
You're not in the family. Who the fuck are you?
Don't worry about that.
Well, unless there's anything else, I think we have quite a lot of work on our hands, so
He's sort of just like clatters the letter opener like on your desk. It's all from embezzlement money anyway. And then as he's sort of walking to the door, as he's leaving, he's like muttering to himself, I am not somebody's fucking fall guy. And then Yontel's gone.
and I think Cerise turns to Hyun and me and says, he really can't be saying stuff like that, even in this meeting. Can you?
It's difficult, right? Because Young Chol is younger than me by the technical years. And he's really held on. He's the middle child? Oh god. He's really held on to this family concept. Everyone is an aunt, uncle, something. We weren't adopted, we were kidnapped. You know, even if we weren't just children shepherded somewhere. We had a woman in our lives that we thought we could trust. And she saw potential business acumen in us. And she turned us into monsters. And I'm sorry, I don't know how you feel about this life, but I can't understand him.
Yeah. I'm really sorry about the circumstances of your life. That's a lot. And I, for what it's worth, didn't ask for this either. But we make the most of what we get, right? After all, I couldn't have as much fun as I do if I wasn't like this, so.
Could I stay in contact with you, just in case?
Of course. I think, given the developments of the case, that would actually be recommended.
The two of you exchange numbers?
And I don't know if you have somebody for this, but I would hire somebody to sweep all of your branches, just in case.
Sweep?
Look for more cocktails.
Okay. Right.
If you found them in one branch, I'm sure that you'll find them in others, and we don't want anyone getting hurt, so.
Okay. Jet, I'm not sure if you have any questions yourself to... Are the both of you aware of each other?
We're in the same coterie.
Oh.
Yes, honestly, this is actually a fortuitous meeting. We were hoping to have the two of you meet, talk about the case.
Unfortunate circumstances, but it is nice to meet you, Hyunmi.
It's nice to meet you too. I'm not sure how much I have left in me for tonight, but if there's anything I can, if you have any questions for me now, I'm sure I can say
No.
whatever I know.
Go, rest, and I'll get in touch with you if I need anything.
Okay.
And as Hyunmi, I assume, turns to go, if Jet follows Hyunmi out, I think Cerise will, as Jet is kind of exiting, grab Jet by the hand and pull just slightly to try and stop him.
What's up?
If you don't mind staying back for a little bit.
Just gonna shout out to Hyunmi. I'll be right there.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be okay?
Always.
Are you sure?
This doesn't really bother me. I mean, Young Chol is an idiot, but
I'm not talking about him.
about what? What are you talking about?
Or
then?
the case, really.
He just like
If
gives you kind of like a "what are you talking about" face.
let's not pretend that you haven't been avoiding me all this time. And now that the case involves you in some way, that's going to be a little hard. You're going to be okay.
Just points kind of like back and forth. This is just business right now. Makes it a
Is that
little
all
easier.
that... Is that all that this is then? It's just business?
I mean, are you sure you want me to ask? You want to ask me that question, or are you happy with that answer that I just gave you?
I want to know what you want, Jen.
I think the real question here is, because I already told you a few nights ago, so. But it's fine. As he's starting to walk back, you take your time. Take your time. There's a lot of things to think.
And I think Cerise is like about to, as Jet is kind of like exiting, kind of like walks really quickly towards the door and holding on to the frame is like about to say something out to Jet. And I think that's maybe like half of the sentence out. I think it's something along the lines of like, if you really want it.
And when you
stops.
say that, he's going to rush into the door, grab the other side, and just to your face say, "If I wanted what, Cerise? What? What? Just tell me." And he kind of lingers for a kiss, but not. And gives you a few seconds.
This is me, Hamna, thinking. 1 second. I think Cerise is taken aback for a second as Jet gets so close to them. They weren't expecting him to return, and they, I think, lean in. And it's as if they're going to reciprocate the kiss, but I think they stop just short of their two lips meeting. And eyes closed in painstakingly, I think they just kind of whisper, I need to know that what you feel is real.
That's Rich coming. Starts to. And as he swaggers back, I think you feel this kind of shift in his like personality, and there is a tone of frustration and kind of anger, and he kind of like balls his hand to a fist, and he feels like he wants to do something and he doesn't, and then he just like walks away, turns around and waves.
And I think Cerise is terrible at hiding their feelings. Cerise is terrible at any sort of keeping their cool. And you can see, I think, that Cerise is also very frustrated. And they are doing the thing that they do where they are smiling and their body is heaving ever so slightly because their breath is starting to get a little bit ragged as they are frustrated with Jet as well. And they just kind of go, right. And I think they just wave as Jet waves back, like really quickly, just like a single sarcastic wave. And still being like sort of in their office in the doorframe, I think like slams the door.
When Jet gets back to the car, Hyunmi, sort of in the passenger seat, just sort of goes, I didn't realize the two of you were in the same coterie. You could have had me fooled. It didn't seem like you two knew each other.
We're not in a good space right now.
Oh.
But don't worry about it. And me, look. What's important right now is the family is safe. Whatever you need, let me know.
I will. Thank you, Jet.
Of course. So where to?
Just home.
And I proceed to drive them.
I'm going to ask my cast right now. Would we like to take a break here or have another scene?
I'm good either way.
Yeah, I can do as long as I get a break around 10-ish.
Yeah.
I'm good. So
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cerise, you are, depending on like how you're wrapping up from your meeting. Let's say you're going to get your text from Ethan. Can we talk?
And I think Cerise kind of just replies immediately afterwards saying, yes, meet at my place in like 20 minutes.
Can you remind me, is Ethan not at your place, or where is he right now?
I don't know where Ethan goes during the day or like during the night. I mean, he's staying at my place for sure. I just don't know if
what he does throughout the day, as you know, he's meeting a mage mentor who essentially helps him travel covertly, teleport, something. You still have yet to meet this mentor, but from what you hear about it, however recently you've been speaking to Ethan about it, it's been a few months, so there's definitely been learning, but Ethan is not sure about the longevity of their mentorship relationship.
So I think Cerise, I assume also this mentorship is probably like a little bit erratic in terms of like when it happens and all of that stuff.
Yes,
so
very
I
much
think
so.
Yeah, so I think Cerise just never knows if Ethan's around or is off doing magic shit. So that's why they kind of just say like meet at my place just in case he's out doing
got it. Okay.
magic.
Anything you do before meeting up?
Very frustrated cleaning up of files. I think there is just like mumbling to themselves as they're doing it, and they're cleaning up all of their files and everything and putting them into a briefcase, everything that they need to like take home in order to continue working on this case as they go. And I think they take all of that and head, carrying this energy from that interaction with Jet, I think, like through. It does not go away.
Beautiful. You make it to your gorgeous, glamorous, luxurious penthouse condo, whatever the fuck. And sort of seated there is Ethan. Ethan from our last season. Certainly longer-haired young man now. He hasn't had the time or energy to even think about a haircut, we'll say. Still skinny, still working on building up body fat and muscle once more. It looks like he has just finished exercising or something at we'll say the gym or whatever, that is at the apartment complex. He, at the very least, is finding some success. He had never had his hair this long before and masking. And he is what seemingly just sort of relaxing on the couch, just on his phone.
Cerise comes in a flurry. There is just a high energy all the way through. I think they come in, they like open the door a little bit too hard, close it a little bit too hard, put their briefcase and like any coat or anything that they may have had like on the table or island or whatever they have, and just kind of put it down and immediately go to the fridge and they say, do we have any leftovers? Jjajangmyeon, ramyeon, anything?
Yeah. I forget what Korean food is. There's some. What does Cerise like?
I think Cerise likes foods that are more savory and sweet.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think maybe
so-
they're not into the spicy food as much.
Okay, so Ethan, I think, just keeps that type of food. Ethan cooks, so I think Ethan just in general keeps that type of food in your house.
And I think Cerise kind of like pulls out whatever it is that he made most recently, like out of the fridge, and like starts warming it up in the microwave, like tapping their feet like very, very impatiently.
Ethan goes to your side, sort of in this hoodie that is very cozy, and just sort of like wraps an arm sort of like on your shoulder. Hey.
Yeah. Sorry, how is training today?
I never know how to answer that question. We've learned a couple more things, I guess. Just the mentor seems to forget. I literally still have no idea what's going on. So I'm working backwards most of the time, but I'm worried about you, and not so much my lesson.
It's fine. Everything's fine. It's just the case is getting more complicated, and it's more than I had signed on for. But you know, that's nothing I can't handle. Does it always take this long to warm up the food, by the way?
Time has not changed since you were alive.
It feels like it's slower. You know what? I'm sure it's warm. And they, I think, like stop it. They stop the microwave and they just pull out the food. And they open a drawer, grab a pair of chopsticks, and like not even going to sit down. I think they just put it on the counter and just like start eating whatever food that Ethan made. You texted, by the way. What did you want to talk about?
If you had an emotionally draining day, I shouldn't have phrased the text like that. We can leave it for tomorrow.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, I'm okay. I promise. I promise. What's going on?
Should I say it flat out?
Might as
Or
well. I've had too many trying to pry things out of people lately.
oh
So,
yeah, I'm sure. When can I see my family?
and I think Cerise like chokes a little bit on their food because they had, I think, a mouthful of like noodles, and they choke a little bit at that. I'm sorry. You want to say that again?
My older brother I'm sure is busy, hasn't contacted me. My mom is still, you know, I think I read fairly recently that local single mother of two cop sons, one still missing, that sort of thing.
I understand that it's hard to be away from your family. And I understand that you want to. I mean, I don't want your parents to continue to have to go through this either. But
It's just my mom.
just your mom to have to go through it either. But I do you think that she would be able to keep quiet about it, knowing that you were alive? Could she keep that secret?
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe we could find out somehow. Test the waters a little bit, see if I'd hate to keep you apart from her for too long.
If in the case she doesn't, what would happen?
Well, the SI for one would happen.
Not even that. I'm sorry. Other than the SI, would anything happen to her?
Not on our end. That's for sure. I mean, we're not going to hurt your mother or anything. I mean, if anything, we'd have to protect her like you, right?
She can't.
The SI would be interested in her if they found out that she had contact with you. I mean, the fucking police would certainly be interested in her. And, well, can't have that. So, it would not be good if she said anything.
Okay. Oh, right. This is I should know that these processes, it's better to ease in that sort of thing.
Maybe we can. And Cerise, I think, like gets a little bit closer to Ethan and wraps both of their arms around his waist. Maybe we can.
Deep, sort of warm, alive chest against yours. Definitely you're feeling like more muscle, more body fat from him rather than just how skinny he was kept. He smells clean, like soap and nice shampoo. I love you.
I don't think Cerise has ever said that to Ethan before. So I think Cerise's arms tighten around Ethan's waist at that. And they look into Ethan's eyes and they ask him, "Do you really mean that?"
If you need me to reassure you anytime I say it, I will.
When did you first feel that?
um
Go with me. It's important.
I mean, I knew you were going. I wanted you to be a part of my life. It's embarrassing. Our earlier dates,
Do you remember exactly what happened before you felt that way?
before?
The moment before.
I'm sure just the stomach fluttering of an otherwise emotionally repressed man in a horrible field feeling something for you, kind of blacking out a little bit. That's pretty common for me around people that I dated and really liked.
Ethan, I need to know if this is real.
It
Is
is.
that okay?
It is.
Then. And I think Cerise unwraps their arms from Ethan and steps back. And they look really nervous. Then let's find out. And Cerise is going to willfully end any potential remaining effects of lingering kiss that might be on Ethan.
Okay. Let me read it as well. Is there anything about the victim or target finding out about the intent of it?
It doesn't say so. It just says that mortals can do willpower tests to try and end it, and that if they successfully do so 3 consecutive weeks, then they break the effect. But it doesn't say anything about how they
Okay.
feel afterwards.
Ethan has not been doing any checks. Anything. Okay, you sort of see him. Maybe there was always this tickle sort of in like the back of his brain behind the ear or something that gave him goosebumps whenever you came into his eyesight, his thoughts. The years or so of your history and your past together, those few dates, those few moments you were seeking him to get information of a case that he was working on so that you could manipulate him into giving you some information. He sort of blinks, gives you a very slow blink, kind of adjusting his eyes. What?
Do you feel any different?
No.
Do you feel any different about me?
Like I said, if you need me to reassure you every time.
And Cerise immediately goes to kiss Ethan.
And the two of you kiss in your kitchen. And whatever else happens in that night, let's take our break. Because we need to breathe.
We're gonna take a break, guys.
Yeah.
Stand, hydrate, stretch, reflect on what happened. Do what you need
Reflect
to.
on your sins.
Exactly. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Before we get right back into it, some Bad House RPG events. The Hero Forge entries are out, so congrats to the Rose Cleric, Newt New Riot, B.O. Cologne, Stray Nerd Boy, and Lurker McGee 2. Exclamation point standee will get you into week 2 of giveaways for 5 acrylic standees. You can also comment on Itaewon Season 2 VODs on YouTube as an entry. So any of the episodes that we have, the most recent one that came up was episode 3, obviously. Drop us cool or something. That would be great. That'd be awesome.
Emojis count too, like eyes.
Emojis count.
Say nice.
Storyteller, I have
Yeah.
a question.
Yeah.
Do multiple comments count as multiple entries on multiple videos, or is it just any comment counts as one entry and that's it?
I'm
I
gonna
don't know,
I'm gonna
actually.
hate this answer, but yes, multiple. No, one comment per video is
Per
an
video.
entry.
So a max
Yes.
of 3 entries, is that correct, Storyteller?
I guess so. I just found out right now.
Yes.
Wow.
Cool, thanks.
Wow.
This is what the audience.
Real-time news.
All right.
Yeah.
You have less than 6 days to apply for the renewal of Red Row, a Spire the City Must Fall story GM'd by Alyssa at A Disaster Queer. Applications are open until June 19th. So if you are interested in playing a weekly Friday game for our batch of summer stories over at Bad House RPG, and you love Alyssa, you're interested in playing Spire, definitely consider. Let's get back into it. Meridian.
Hello.
You are working at the moment. Wherever you sort of find yourself, you're gonna get a call from Ethan, who has never called you before.
Do I have his number? Or is it like unknown
Presumably,
number?
Ethan has yours. So whether or not you saved his number is a different story.
Cal probably saved it for me.
Yeah.
Viridian song.
Yeah, it's Ethan.
Ethan.
Ethan Han. Sunghyun.
Oh, I know who you are.
Okay. I'm sure you're busy. I was wondering if you had a second.
I have a second. Yes, what's up?
I was going to say I will try to make this quick. I don't think I will actually be able to do that. Did you know about my older brother being missing?
Your older brother.
He's a traffic cop.
Name?
Sangin.
Viridian pauses to look up the name on their computer. I think the name rings a bell, and they very quickly realize like what the whole situation is, because that's the guy that Cerise killed in episode 1 of season 1. And Viridian pauses even longer to sort of buy time to think about what to say. And eventually they just sigh. They sigh into the phone and says, I've seen it in the news. Why?
Just if you knew about it.
I suppose. I suppose I did. Why did you not know?
No. I mean, yeah, I could have done my own due diligence as far as keeping track of my family.
I know
wasn't
you've been busy.
right. Right. I just wasn't expecting that. Yeah. I've had this weird feeling lately. And I think he noticing that Viridian is like letting him speak and like is giving him this pause is also making him a little like, oh, you're not gonna say like, oh, you're like affirmative like sounds or whatever. Daunts him sort of. Are you aware that I love Cerise?
No. I was not aware.
That Cerise and I were, dating a couple years ago before I was missing.
I believe they have mentioned that to me. I wasn't aware that feeling has persisted, but regardless, I'm happy for you. But why are you calling me about this?
This weird feeling is, although I love them and I want to be a part of their life, whatever that looks like, whatever that may be, I don't know what it looks like as far as longevity. I know I'm set up with this mentor. It's great. Kind of came into all of our laps suddenly. And I want to understand myself more and make sure I don't hurt anyone along the way. I trust Cerise, but at the end of the day, I want to live a normal, sorry, not normal life, but I want to be able to go out and be a person. I don't want this for my entire life to be hiding out because my existence is going to get my mother killed. My older brother is now missing. And I don't know if Cerise knew about it or was going to tell me about it.
I think you've been through a lot lately. And that perhaps is a reason that they've kept something from you. When we found you, you weren't doing well. And the influx of information might have been overwhelming, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, my mind and my memory has been spotty. I will say that. It is still pretty difficult to be in the dark, which is pretty hard. I mean, it's just embarrassing, but you know, I understand why. I need to also just say that I don't know if I'm jealous of you or not. I don't really know.
And that
It's
concerns me. How?
and you're right, it doesn't really, but I guess if you have advice about this feeling or any affirmations, reassurances. My thing. You are Viridian Song, the CEO of Song International Shipping. I've been a cop that was missing for a year. I way less than maybe a high school boy right now because I have no strength. And I don't know where my life fits into Cerise's schedule at all.
Viridian, by the way, has put him on speaker and just has put the phone back on their desk and has started working again, just listening to him. But they haven't said anything. They're still listening.
How's Viridian feeling so far?
Viridian's brow is furrowed, and they're kind of like, why is he talking to me? Like they're basically 2 seconds from just telling him I'm busy and basically like telling him to stop talking. But I think their curiosity is what's continuing this conversation and what's allowing this conversation to continue. And they're just listening to him talk and also
Okay.
trying to figure out in her own brain what to say to this, if anything, because this is very strange. He's coming across as a little bit a little needy and yeah, Viridian's just trying to figure out how to respond to this.
Yeah, I don't. The last thing he said being, I don't know where I fit in Cerise's schedule at all. I mean, before we were working together all the time, it was ideal, I guess, but I want us to be at a place where I don't have to rely on them to hide out like this.
Have you had a conversation with them about this? You are still staying at their place, aren't you?
Yeah.
Have you talked to them? And he can hear like the sounds of Viridian's keyboard.
Respect the hustle. I was going to bring it up today. I understood my place this half a year. But I don't uncharacteristically, I mean maybe not totally uncharacteristically, they came home mad from their last meeting.
Oh, yes, they were meeting with their client today, weren't they? Went poorly.
Yeah. Slamming doors, eating food.
I think Viridian knows that Cerise only like eats real food when they're really upset. So Viridian's kind of like, this is serious. And the keyboard clacking stops, and Viridian says, must have gone very poorly.
So
Their
I
client
didn't.
is piece of work.
Oh, yeah. From what I gather, not, but shit, I don't remember what I was going to say exactly if I had a point, but at the very least it was important for me to let you know. It's just how I'm kind of doing.
I appreciate the update. Viridian's voice is very like he can tell that they are very confused as to why he's calling them about this. And Viridian clears her throat and just says, "So you wanted advice, or?"
Should I mean, is a long-term relationship with Cerise and I's life like this, where I'm literally in a stage where I'm learning a new skill so that I don't hurt other people, should we stay together?
Viridian very quickly mutes their phone as they let out a noise. Kind of like why like why are you talking to me about this? Like what? Like this is for our audience. This is your partner's partner calling you about stuff that you really should be talking to your mutual partner about. And after a pause that's maybe too long, Viridian unmutes the phone and says, "I am not sure if I am the best person to give you advice, but I know we are not the same person, but..."
Yeah, we're not the same person.
And Viridian like opens his mouth to say something along the lines of like just do what you want, bro. But you know, in Viridian's like tone of voice. But they pause and they just say, "My advice to you, Mr. Han, is to talk to Cerise about this. I think, based on my own experiences with them, they would appreciate knowing how you feel. Truthfully, And Viridian is like appears to be surprised that they're even saying this, but Viridian says, truthfully, I've been learning to be more open with them, with my own feelings as well, so it's something that they appreciate, the openness, I suppose.
Yeah.
Also,
Thanks.
I'm not sure why you are jealous of me. You are living with them.
I don't know. I don't really know what the the brain fog or whatever it's called. Thank you. That's all.
Are you sure?
I mean, I have to talk to Cerise tomorrow sometime. I don't know.
Very well. Good luck.
He there's a pause and then he just kind of chuckles to himself like maybe this was a bad idea. Night.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Humna's face.
Oh, bro, what is happening right now?
Sorry, hold on. Viridian just says, have a good night, Mr. Han.
Hangs up.
And hangs up. Yeah. And Viridian, there's like a lingering shot of Viridian just like sitting at their desk, like 1,000 yards staring, with a very incredulous facial expression, like what just happened? And they shake their head, they recenter themselves, and they go back to work.
And then Wendy busts in.
Yeah,
they
you
do.
sure fucking do. Yeah,
Of
what
course they do.
what is Viridian? Not Viridian. What does Wendy do?
So wait, does your office have like big fancy double doors? Like, what are the doors look like?
Yes.
Okay, I imagine.
So
right?
Viridian's office, when you walk in, there's a lot of other offices on this floor, like a lot of their other like senior executives, the other C-suite folks. And at the end of the long hallway, like Viridian's office is like very large at the end of the hallway, and there's like it has its own like sitting room, like outside, like waiting room outside.
Uh-huh.
And Calliope's desk is
Right.
outside of Viridian's office, kind of to like the left. And so if you like walk all the way down the hallway, you'd pass Cal's desk, and Viridian's office doors are these like beautiful double doors, frosted glass, like really gorgeous. Probably have like inlays, and there's like etched into the glass is Viridian's name and title and whatnot. But yes, double door situation.
Are they
Very
push or
large
pull?
corner. Push?
Okay.
Yeah, I think I
Okay.
think they're push
So
doors, yeah.
Wendy walks down the hallway, right past Cal, like just
Uh-huh.
throws their hand up as they walk by, like as in a do not even right now. Like not in like a mean way, but just kind of just with like, like I don't even care if they're busy. Like don't ask. And then just like pushes the doors open, like as I guess not super hard, but like not giving a shit what is happening on the other side of them, like at all, and is just so in a state. And I don't think this is abnormal to Viridian. I think this is a telltale sign that Wendy needs to decompress, or at least like talk through something out loud at Viridian, just to kind of like get it out. So I feel like there's a ritual that happens where Wendy like busts in and then like walks over to the corner, goes to like the very fancy mini fridge situation in
Yeah,
there,
there's like a
and
mini fridge around like a drink station that has like one of those fancy latte machines, like all the stuff. Viridian doesn't use it. It's for the guests that they have in their office. But underneath this like drink table, there's a mini fridge.
okay, so mini fridge. Wendy opens it up. This gentle because it's one of those fancy ones, probably. And like last time, Wendy
Thousands
just
of dollars. Yeah.
yanked, and it was not a good time. So reaches in, grabs one of their juice boxes, does like the thing to unfold the top of it, rips it open, grabs the biggest mug they can find from this little coffee station, dumps the blood from the box into the mug because they don't have time for straws today. It's not past that. And just like takes a giant gulp of like blood and then puts it down.
Viridian, kind of like as you like push these doors open, Viridian's just staring at you and tracks your movements as you come here, and you just kind of like collapse in. Do you sit in a chair in front of their desk or what? Like, what?
I feel like is there a spot to like hop up on this drink table?
Yeah, you can sit on the drink cart. You can like put stuff away and sit on the drink cart.
Is it on wheels?
Yeah, it's on wheels.
Okay. Then Wendy's gonna wheel it over to you nearby your desk. Not
And
like,
then
right
sit
next
on
to
it?
you. And then sit on it and just cross-legged, just with their cup, like mug ready to go. And are you do you have a meeting?
Well, good evening, Wendy.
Hey.
Suppose I don't. What's wrong?
Okay, cool, perfect. So I know that like I'm usually the last one to like know things and everything, but like here's the thing, okay? I get that like I'm not the best person to talk to when it comes to relationships, right? Like what do I know? I was married to Ted, okay? Like which says a lot, but like we're just not going to get into that right now. I was just thinking, like it took me so long to find y'all. Honestly, it's just been this whole like just whatever that was. And I'm just and I would never say this to Jet. Like, so please just like between us and Cerise, I would never, because I want them to be happy and everything, whatever they want is completely fine with me. I don't judge. It's I feel like things are getting a little too much, and it's just I was not prepared for like like now it feels like all three of you are dating and I'm just over here kind of like the little puppy, like what's up, right? Like so
Wendy, so when you came in, first started talking, Viridian kind of like went back to doing work, kind of the same thing that happened with Ethan. They weren't really looking at you, because you've done this before. You've come in while I've been working. You've kind of just talked at Viridian for like 45 minutes, and they, weren't really paying attention, but you worked through your thoughts and it was good for you. So Viridian was assuming it was just, another one of those. But as you start talking about when Viridian hears Jet and Cerise's name mentioned together, and then especially this comment about like all three of us dating, you if you're looking at Viridian, you see them like completely stop what they're doing. They send their computer to screensaver and they turn to face you directly, and they put their hand up to get you to stop talking for just a moment, and they say, pardon me, what? What do you mean?
you know how like Jet totally confessed his love for Cerise like a couple months ago when they were having this conversation about whether they should like continue going on or whatever. And I mean, I know that like that's like kind of a big deal, but not really. I don't know. I don't know how it works in vampire stuff because I haven't had those type of relationships yet, but like I just feel like it's getting. I just don't want to have to
Jet
like
did
get
what?
to a point where, huh?
Jet did what?
Uh. And Wendy, like the realization that Wendy just may have done something not great. Like Wendy pauses, like almost drops their mug, pauses, puts like a tighter grip on the cup, and like takes another big like sip, and then no.
Wendy? What
Uh,
what did Jet tell you?
just that. Oh, you know how Cerise fed on Jet at the morgue, right? You were there. You were there? Were you there? It's all fuzzy right
I
now.
was indeed there, yes.
Right. Okay. So you knew about that, right? That's okay. Okay. Phew. All right. That's good. And then there was that time
Yes, because I was
where
there.
right. And then there was that time that like Jet drove Cerise home and like they like had a little all kissy kiss session and like had made some arrangements and um oh, and then the time in the lab, right? You can't forget. I mean, come on. I'm sure Cerise told you about all of this, right? Like that had to have happened. Maybe they just left out the part where we're at the office. But like I mean, they were kind of, I guess it got weird.
You look at Viridian's posture has become very like closed off. They're sitting there with their arms crossed and their face has gone extremely cold. And they're just listening to you. Partially because Viridian does not know what you're talking about, and at this point is just waiting for you to keep talking because the more you talk, the more information I get. And and but you can see that Viridian does not look pleased about this. And Wendy could make the assumption that either Viridian did not know about this, or Wendy could make the assumption that Viridian just knows about it and doesn't like it. It's up to you to decide, but Viridian looks pretty, looks a bit cold right now.
I feel like Wendy would see Viridian's expression and just assume that Cerise told them everything but the love part, and that was the thing that kind of set them off. So Wendy would try to, I guess, then backtrack and be like, well, I mean, love could mean all sorts of, like, I love you all, and that I say that to you all the time. And you know, maybe I just, and then Wendy just starts like verbal vomiting about like how Cerise never said it back, so it doesn't really count anyway, according to old lore of humans, and how you know, Jed's been kind of frustrated by it, and like that's why they've been so weird, and how like they
And again, Viridian stops you in the middle of your word vomit when you mention like, oh, that's why they've been really weird to each other. And Viridian again holds a hand up and says, They have been acting quite distant. You
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
because Cerise didn't reciprocate, or
Oh, no, they did not.
and
Which
Jet's upset about that?
I guess, yeah, yes, yeah, that, yes, yeah. But so like that's good, right?
No, it's not good.
Shit. Okay. Um. But you know what? They've been arguing a lot lately. You know, because of the avoiding and the thing. So that's
What
good. I
thing?
mean, I'm sure. What thing? Oh, just you know how they had that awkward love conversation type of thing. But
And when was that?
so remember when they thawed Nautilus out?
I wouldn't use the phrase thought out, but yes.
Oh well, I don't know. That's just what Jet told me. I don't even. I kind of remember. But that happened. But I guess that at some point around that whole scenario, that's they had a conversation there then.
About
You know, this is really good
the
blood that
love.
you got this time. Like I don't know what where you're getting your source, but Cal's doing a great job.
Stop changing the subject, Wendy.
You didn't know? Like you had to have known. There's no way you three still do everything.
Not everything, apparently. I was not aware of this.
Like
In
which part?
fact, any of it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Cerise told me that the morgue would be the last time.
Maybe it
Because
was? Maybe they only did the making out thing after? I don't know. I know that everything was great and we were all just like, you know, hanging out, buddies. Now everything is this sexual tension I'm not even a part of. So it's getting a lot. Anyway, no, seriously though, good sourcing. Like this is really good. This is like, is this the stuff you drink? But pasteurized? I mean,
pasteurized blood. Viridian waves off your comment about how good the blood is again. I think Viridian's senses are attuned enough to know that they can smell how hungry you are, and how I guess desperate for sustenance that you were when you walked in. And very quietly under their breath, Viridian mumbles something about when you're very hungry, everything tastes better. And they just very quickly say that and then look back at you and they say, Wendy, are you feeling all right?
I mean, not now, cause
Because what?
I don't. I mean, yes, cause the blood, yeah, yes, the blood, yeah. That's I feel better because of that, but
Keep
now I kind of
drinking.
feel bad because you didn't know about the other thing, and
You should feel you should feel good. I am glad you told me.
Okay, but like, are Jet and Cerise gonna be glad I told you? Because I feel like that might not be the thing, also. But I don't know. I this is why
Did
it's all gets
they
messy, you know. This kind of
What-
stuff. Like,
Wendy, did they tell you not to tell me?
no, they didn't. And you know what? Cerise didn't even tell me. Cerise didn't tell me anything. Cerise refused to talk about it. Actually, Cerise lied to me.
Did they now? What did they say?
They told me nothing happened.
Nothing happened between them and Jet, or
Yeah. Cause they've been weird, right? Together, like it has not been like it was like last year, right? Like they're
they have been distant.
yeah. Like I mean, we used to hang out, watch shows. Like now it's been like one comes over, then the other one comes over. It's almost like they're coordinating so they don't have to see each other. And like it's getting to a point where I'm so tired of watching the same drama episodes 2 times in a row simply because the other person doesn't want to come over and watch it when the other person is there.
That must be so hard for you.
It is. It's frustrating. Because sometimes I have to wait longer to take the VHS back to the Ajuman, the corner store, you know? Because it might not be the same day, it might be the other day, and then I have to rewind it twice. It's just, you know, okay, so why would Cerise lie to me? Why would I care?
I'm not sure. I don't know why Cerise would lie to me either.
Maybe because they thought I would. Maybe this is why. Maybe this is the reason why they didn't say anything to me. Now that I am thinking with a little bit clearer head, can I have another one?
Viridian gestures to the fridge that you were sitting on top of. There's more in there.
Sweet. And Wendy just like leans over, like pops it open, grabs another one, same deal, throws it in, and it's like, so what happens now?
Well, you should keep drinking to satiate your hunger.
That's a good plan. I like that.
I can smell your hunger all the way from here.
Really? Like, I swear I just showered yesterday.
Don't worry about it. And Viridian's like lips are pressed together, and their displeasure on their face is becoming more and more apparent. And they sit up in their chair and they just lean forward towards you and they say, I think I know why Cerise lied to you and to me. It's unfortunate. I did warn them about this, warn them that what would happen if they continued to feed on Jet. Do you know what happens, Wendy?
Wendy just shakes their head, still sipping out of their mug.
Our bloodline is known to have a certain effect when we feed on someone. Our kiss, as it's called, can be incredibly addictive. And in Cerise and my case, that is the case. The people we feed on become hopelessly addicted. They will crave more, and if fed on enough, they will eventually fall in love with you. That being said, feeding on another kindred is frowned upon. If you take it too far, that is something known as diablerie. Have you heard of it?
No.
If you drain another kindred of their vitae, you essentially can take their soul, their very being, inside yourself. It is a heinous act. Truly terrible. So,
That sounds not fun.
not fun is certainly one way to describe it. So, at the morgue, when Cerise fed on Jet, they were desperate. I had warned them prior to that, during our training, that one should never do that. But in that situation, I let it go. And I warned them to never do it again. And they told me they wouldn't. And so I thought. Until now.
Yeah, so it's definitely because I would probably have accidentally told you that Cerise didn't tell me. But if they had just said, don't tell for... No, they're right. They're right. Okay.
Wendy,
Well, we
dear,
can't have...
I adore you, but you can't keep a secret.
That's fair. I try. That's A for effort, right? I mean, I didn't know you'd know, but also I probably would have just come in here and vented about the same thing because it's getting frustrating for me to have to rewind
For
these tapes.
you.
I got a second
Frustrating.
rewind machine. They had them at the market. And so now I can rewind 2 K-dramas on VHS at the same time. Which is helpful.
Congratulations, what a find.
Right? I didn't even think they made those anymore. I was really like... But... You're probably upset now.
Do I look upset?
I mean, you don't look not upset, to be honest.
Your intuition is correct, I suppose. I have a lot to think about.
Okay. I feel much better.
Do you?
Yes.
I'm
Are
glad.
you okay? Do you want me to order you a person?
Viridian just stares at you, and they shake their head, and they say, I am fine.
Okay, because I'm gonna walk right by Cal on the way out, and I could just let them know if you know.
I'm fine.
Okay. And Wendy's gonna like hop
Why
off.
don't you take another? Take
Yeah.
another to go.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Wendy hops off, pulls out another juice box, but puts this one like in their jacket, and then pushes the cart back where they found it, and then like in as they're leaving, they take the mug with them because they'll wash it, but they won't. Viridian probably knows that there's like an abundance of mugs at Wendy's house in a
No, yeah,
cabinet
there's
somewhere.
all of these mugs, by the way, have like Viridian's company logo. It's a bird in flight is their company logo, and they all just it's a corporate mug, right? And so Wendy's apartment had none of them and is slowly getting more of them.
I
And I think
swear I'm gonna wash it.
every time Viridian visits Wendy, there's more mugs of Viridians in their place.
And Viridian
And
has
Wendy, I think,
reminded.
denies. Wendy denies that they're Viridians, even though they all have the company logo on.
I turn them around when they're in the cupboard, so the logo isn't
Yeah.
facing. They're all
They
the same
just
color.
they just look like white mugs, yeah.
And every time you remind me that I could just have somebody wash them, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then I never bring them back because I wash them. They're just in the cupboard anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna take the mug with me, and then like instead of walking, because Wendy would normally just like, well, thanks for the vent session and walk out. Wendy feels very bad right now, so Wendy is gonna take their mug and walk out backwards as if they are at a temple, just to show extra sign of respect to Viridian for the whole interaction that just happened. So, and then like slowly as they walk backwards, right? And it's pushed, so they have to like awkwardly then like put their hands behind their back and like try to like open the door while still facing Viridian as they like slowly like squeak through the door and then like try to not let it slam.
Cal
but it gets
watches you
heavy.
leave.
And then it slams at the last
Cal's
second anyway.
watching you. Cal's just sitting there watching you back out of the room. And as the door closes softly, Viridian had been trying to like keep their face as like neutral as possible, even though that wasn't really working. But as soon as Wendy leaves, Viridian's face quickly turns to a scowl, and they feel the anger rising in them. They feel the heat rising in them, even though that's not even possible. They're dead after all. But they still feel that burning sensation across their cheeks. And if they had a heartbeat, it would rise. If their blood still coursed through their body, that pressure would build. And Viridian looks down to see that one of their fists has been clenched and their sharp nails have dug indents into the palm of their hand. And they stop themselves before they accidentally like make themselves bleed, and they clasp their hands together and try to calm themselves. And they pick up their phone and they dial Cerise's number.
The phone rings. And rings. But you do not get a response. Cerise is busy dealing with the consequences of having eaten human food. They are unwell.
Quite unwell. It goes to voicemail. Viridian calls again. Goes to voicemail. They send Cerise a text that says, "Call me," with a period. And then they try calling you one more time. and it gets sent to voicemail once more, and Viridian decides to leave you a voicemail, and they, after the beep, Viridian says, Cerise, I'm not sure why you're not picking up my calls, but we need to talk as soon as you can. So, I am available the rest of the night. Please come over. That's all. And they hang up. Yeah, so Viridian hangs up after leaving a message for Cerise, and they are fuming. They are not happy. And they look at their computer screen, and they very quickly are able to discern they are not in the right headspace anymore to do any more work tonight. And they sigh, and their fist clenches again, and they just slam their fist into their desk, and kind of let that anger out physically a little bit. And they will very quickly just like ping Cerise on like their desk phone that connects to Cerise's desk, Cal's desk. And they'll just very quickly like call to Cal in the other right outside and just say, cancel the rest of my commitments. Tonight I am going home. And they hang up, and they very quickly pack some of their work into a briefcase, take their blazer, throw it over their shoulders, and they send a message to their driver, who can be ready downstairs in like 5 minutes. And Cal just watches as the doors to Viridian's office swing open, and Viridian practically stalks out down the hallway to the elevator. They don't even look at Cal. They're so angry. And once they get downstairs in their car with their driver, they pull out their phone one more time, and they will dial Suri. Does he pick up?
Yeah.
Okay. When how does he say anything when he picks up, or?
Hey, they're beautiful.
Viridian just sighs into the phone and says, good evening. Can you come tonight?
Yeah.
Good. I need you.
Should I bring anything?
No, just yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Good boy. And they hang up.
Yeah. Okay. Let's end tonight, huh?
Yeah,
Is that a good,
it's a great
good
place to
spot?
end. That's a great place to end.
Alrighty. Thank you everyone for coming to a car crash in slow motion.
From like
Once
multiple
more,
directions too.
but
Like multiple
multiple
directions.
It's a
Car crash.
pile up.
It's-
intersection roundabout car crash.
yeah.
Reminder,
Yikes.
the Hero Forge entries for this week's giveaway has already passed. Head on to week 2 of giveaways for 5 beautiful acrylic standees of your character. Please, you can also comment on Itaewon Season 2 VODs on YouTube as entries. I have been Josephine, your storyteller and car crash director. Find me at Scary Dog Friend. There's lots of exciting things happening this summer. We got Barbieverse stuff happening over at Akinomi_arts channel, as well as Jay and I will be in A Midsummer's Night Dream over at Nameless Domain. Lots of fun, exciting stuff for you, other than Itaewon, surprisingly. I'll pass it over to Youngles.
Hi, I've been your daily informant, Wendy. You can find me on Twitter. I have stuff. I'm doing something tomorrow on a channel somewhere. I don't have time. I'm doing something tomorrow. Just follow me on Twitter. Let's hang out. Let's be friends. You know, let's do the thing. Yeah. Hamna, go ahead. I need to work on an outro plug.
I'm ready to be your friend, so let's do it. Hello, everybody. My name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer and producer. You can find me all over the social medias at Lilith TTRPG. Twitter is the best place if you want to know where I am at any given point in time. I promise not all of my. No, I can't even make that promise. I think maybe they're all car crashes.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can
say that, so never mind. Speaking of car crashes, for charity, I don't know what that segue is. On Thursday,
Great segue.
At 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be over on Transplaner RPG's channel playing For the Prom Queen for charity. We are raising money for the Trans Justice Funding Project. I am currently collecting donations early, so if you want to help us raise money for a good cause, please do go check out my Twitter. All of the information is over there. And I hope that I will see you on Thursday because it's going to be a very, very messy. If you liked the mess today, like I promise, it will be so messy. Queer drama then. And with that, I will pass it over to Jay.
Hi. I have been the passenger in a car, I guess, if we're all naming what we did tonight. Viridian
I was
is
not
usually
driving.
in the
I
know
refuse
about.
to acknowledge that.
Viridian's usually in the know about everything. So this was a very fun time. They got to learn something new. We love learning new things, don't we, chat? Anyway, my name is Nala. I'm on Twitter at NalaWoo and at NalaDraws. If you want to see my art, by day, I am an art director and illustrator who works full-time doing freelance in TTRPGs. I'm currently the art director for All the Witches, and I would like to work on your project. If you're interested in seeing my work, that's knowledgedraws.com. If you want to hire me or inquire about anything, knowledgedraws@gmail.com. Besides art, I am a voice actor, sensitivity consultant, and TTRPG actual play stream performer. You can see me in this show next week on Tuesdays, where we are. If you want to see me in other shows, 2 days from now, I am doing a public playtest of a game that has a name. It has a name. Please hold. This game is by Dylan at Super Dylan on Twitter, and it is a 2-player game called How Does That Work? You're a Bicycle. And it is a game where one player, the GM, is the author, and the other player plays the protagonist of the story that this author is writing. And it sounds really cool, and I will be playing it on stream with Dylan 2 days from now on Dylan's channel. Follow me. I will tell you where, when, all the good stuff. I'm also in the Midsummer Night's Dream, which Joe mentioned over on Nameless Domain. So that's pretty cool. Oh, and also for the rest of Pride Month, I forgot to mention this. I am on an all trans cast of Kids on Brooms. a show called The Mysteries of Ravenswood. Our first two sessions have aired. Those VODs are either on Twitch, on Queen's Court Games, or they are probably on YouTube by now too. But there's two more episodes left in this 4-episode miniseries. That game is kind of messy as well. I play a sad sad wizard, sad person. If you like themes of academic burnout and a mentor who turns out to be shitty, watch that. That was a great pitch, Jay. Great job. That's me. I'm gonna throw it down to our wonderful producer, Fabs.
What's up? I'm Fabs. I've been Jet, passenger princess in one of the cars in this pileup.
I'm sorry, what kind of princess?
A passenger princess. And thanks for coming, guys. I hope you had fun with our destruction. You can find me at Rockets and Pens. I do a lot of comic stuff, a lot of art. Well, not a lot of comic stuff lately, but if you want to commission my art, if you see some of the art cards that we have over here, you can hit me up over there. And yeah, I don't have any shows to announce so far, but check out Bad House RPG. We will be announcing a few things that I am going to be involved in soon enough for our summer slate. And yeah, you guys have been wonderful. We got a lot to talk about, guys.
We sure do, Cerise.
That's me.
Nobody talk to me.
Joe, take it away.
Y'all better come next week because we're gonna have two guests, and one of them is Ethan.
Who? What?
So come back around. We'll see y'all later. Bye.